The phone glows. Fingers hover over a name. No new words, no answers. Yet the eyes stay, tracing lines already read 100 times. A quiet pull, not loud, not desperate, but it holds. Each tap, a choice to reopen. A wound, each pause, a chance to close it. No one sees, no one knows, but the weight grows in silence. What's kept by scrolling back? When the past doesn't scroll with you, the mind says it's searching for closure, for meaning. But what if it's just looping, feeding a pain that doesn't speak? The assumption holds tight that holding on proves something, that revisiting proves you're alive. But what's proven when the only thing left is emptiness? Each glance, another thread ties the mind to loss. Not loud, not visible, but it carves. The heart beats faster, not from hope, but from habit. The screen stays lit, not because it answers, but because it's easier than letting go. The cost isn't in the moment, it's in the days that blur, the thoughts that loop, the self that fades while chasing shadows. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. A chain held is a chain chosen. The hand grips because it knows no other way. The mind loops because it fears the stillness of release. No one else holds the lock. No one else keeps the screen on. What stays when you cling to the known? What leaves when you detack from the noise? The mirror shows a face, but what does it see? A system running old code, or one ready to pause? The choice isn't in the message. It's in the finger that stops before it taps again. The next step isn't forward. It's stillness. What pulls when the screen calls? A name, a memory, a moment that doesn't return. Why does the finger pause, then press? What's chased when you scroll through silence? Not answers, not closure, just the echo of pain looping in the dark. What stays when you explain to no one? Words form in the mind, sentences no one hears. Why shape them when they change nothing? What breaks when you cling to what's gone? Not the world, not the past, only the thread of self, fraying with each thought. What rises when you react to the sting? A message, a glance, a thought that cuts. Why answer when the cut isn't new? What holds when you chase the noise? Not strength, not truth, just a cycle spinning faster than you see. The urge to respond, is it yours? The need to know, does it free you? The weight of regret, who carries it now? Silence sees what words miss. Principle 1. The trap of explanation. The urge to explain. It rises like a tide. A message sits unanswered. A silence grows too loud. The mind crafts sentences, words to fill the void, to justify, to prove, to make sense of rejection. Each thought, a plea no one hears. Each word unsent, a weight that doesn't lift. The fingers hover, ready to type, ready to say what was never owed. The assumption runs deep, that clarity fixes pain, that understanding heals loss. But the truth cuts colder. Explaining only tightens the knot. What's gained when words chase what's gone? Nothing shifts. The other side stays silent. The story you tell, it's not for them. It's for the part of you that can't let go. Each attempt to clarify, another loop in the cycle. Each justification, a step deeper into isolation. The mind spins, not to resolve, but to delay, to avoid the stillness that waits beyond the noise. The cost isn't in the words, it's in the self you lose. trying to be heard. Seneca said, "What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears. The need to explain. It's a tear shed for what can't be changed. A weight carried. Because the hand doesn't know how to release. The system runs on old code. Defend, prove, repeat. But the code can be rewritten. The hand can pause. The screen can stay dark. Stop. Don't type. Say less. Let the urge pass, like a cloud that doesn't belong to you. The silence isn't failure. It's a choice. A line drawn. A moment where you hold the self instead of giving it away. The next time the tide rises, count 5 breaths. Watch the words form and let them dissolve. The world doesn't need your reasons. Neither do you. You don't owe anything. The mind settles, but only for a moment. A new pull waits, not in words, but in memory. In the quiet, something else stirs. A shadow of what was. A weight that lingers. Principle 2. The weight of clinging. A memory flickers. The mind grips it tight. A face. A voice. A moment that doesn't live here anymore. The heart pulls, not to heal, but to hold on. Fingers trace old photos. Scroll through words long dead. The screen burns bright, but it doesn't answer. Each revisit, a choice to carry what's gone. Each pause over the past, a theft from the self. The assumption whispers, holding keeps it alive. Clinging proves it mattered. But the truth is sharper. What's held only binds. The cost isn't in the memory. It's in the emptiness it leaves. Each return to what was, another step from what is. The mind loops, not to understand, but to delay. To dodge the void where stillness waits. The heart races, not from love, but from fear. Fear of a world without that weight. Fear of a self that might stand alone. The rope burns, not because it's heavy, but because the hand won't release. A rope burns the hand, only if you grip it. The mind clings, because it knows no other way. What you cannot control, you must let pass, Epictetus said. The past doesn't ask to be held. It doesn't need your eyes. The system runs. Replay, regret, repeat. But it can stop. The finger can rest. The screen can fade. Not checking. Turn the screen off. Let the image blur. Let the weight fall. Count the breaths. 1, 2, 3. Feel the urge. Let it drift. The silence isn't loss. It's a space reclaimed. A moment where the self returns, unburdened. The next time the memory calls, see it, name it, then walk away. The past doesn't own you. You don't owe it your gaze. Let go isn't weakness. A river pulls. Step to the bank. The current isn't you. The mind stills. But the pull doesn't end. Another weight waits, not in what's held, but in what's thought. Principle 3. The loop of overthinking. The mind spins. A thought catches. A moment replays. What was said, what wasn't. The words twist, sharper each time. Why did they leave? What went wrong? The questions pile. No answers come. The mind digs deeper into regret. Each turn, a step into the dark. Each spiral, a theft from the present. The assumption holds. Thinking will solve it. Overthinking will find the truth. But the truth cuts. The mind chases shadows, not answers. The cost isn't in the thought. It's in the life it steals. Hours blur, days fade. The self shrinks, trapped in a loop that doesn't end. The heart pounds, not from clarity, but from anxiety. The body tenses, not from progress, but from delay. The mind runs, Because it fears the stillness, the silence where questions don't rule, the void where the self might stand. Each loop, another knot in the chain. What's gone doesn't think of you. The mind builds a maze, but the exit is already there. The thoughts don't serve, they bind. The questions don't free, they cage. The system hums, replay, question, repeat, but it can pause. The breath can ground, the spiral can break. Breathe through. Count 5 breaths, slow, deliberate. Feel the thought rise, let it pass. Name the loop, call it what it is, a habit, not truth. The silence isn't empty, it's where clarity begins. The next time the mind pulls, step back, observe, don't answer. The questions don't own you. You don't owe them your time. The void is where it clears. 80% of smartphone users check their phone within 15 minutes of waking. Most find nothing new. The mind seeks, but the world doesn't shift. Principle 4. The cost of chasing. The urge surges. To reach out, to check, to know. A name glows on the screen. A story unfolds in the mind. The finger moves, not to connect, but to chase, to grasp what slipped away, to prove it wasn't lost. The heart races, not for truth, but for validation. Each swipe, a pull toward invisible pain. Each refresh, a step from the self. The mind whispers, one more look will settle it. One more try will close the gap. But the truth slices. Chasing only widens the void. The cost isn't in the act. It's in the discipline it breaks. The mind fractures, split between what is and what might have been. The body tightens, not from hope, but from rejection's echo. Each pursuit, another layer of emptiness. The world moves on, but the chaser stays tethered to a moment, to a ghost, to a weight that doesn't lift. The self fades, not because it's weak, but because it's spent on what doesn't return. The chaser runs, the stoic stays still. One seeks a shadow, the other claims the ground. You suffer more in imagination than in reality, Seneca wrote. The chase isn't freedom, it's a cage. The system loops, seek, hope, regret. But it can stop, the hand can rest. The screen can dim, not chasing. Walk away, let the urge burn, then fade. Count the steps, 1, 2, 3. Feel the pull, name it. A habit, not a need. The silence isn't surrender, it's a choice, a line held. The next time the name calls, see it, then turn. The void doesn't take, it gives. It gives you back to you. Stillness is enough. The chase ends, but the mind doesn't rest. A new trigger waits, not in pursuit, but in reaction. Principle 5. The illusion of reaction. A notification pings, the chest tightens. A word stings, the mind flares. The urge to react surges, to answer, to defend, to strike back. Fingers itch to type, words form before thought. The pulse quickens, not for clarity, but for release. Each response, a surrender to anxiety. Each retort, a drift from centeredness. The mind claims it's fighting, proving strength, proving truth. But the truth cuts deeper. Reacting isn't power, it's a trap. The cost isn't in the moment, it's in the self. It steals. The flare of anger, it burns what's steady. The rush to respond, it scatters what's whole. The system loops, trigger, flare, regret. The body carries the weight, not of the slight, but of the choice to answer it. The mind frays, not from the world, but from its own noise. Reacting feels alive, but it's a fire that consumes what could stand. You have power over your mind, not outside events, Seneca said. The impulse isn't you, it's a guest. Let it knock, but don't open the door. The system runs, react, justify, repeat. But it can pause. The breath can hold. The hand can still. Pause. Let the sting pass. Count to 10. Feel the urge. Name it. A reflex, not a command. The silence isn't weakness. It's a shield. A choice to stay still. The next time the trigger hits, see it. Breathe through. Don't type. The world doesn't need your answer, and you don't need its fight. The quiet holds more than the noise ever will. You don't have to react. Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Marcus Aurelius stood in the chaos of empire, yet his mind held still. The noise didn't own him. Principle 6. The burden of suppression. The chest tightens. Pain surges. A memory cuts. Sharp. Unasked. The instinct kicks in. Suppress it. Push it down. Lock it away. The jaw clenches. The breath shortens. The mind orders. Don't feel. Don't show. The surface holds. Calm. Controlled. But beneath, the weight grows. Each buried ache, a stone added to the pile. Each silenced hurt, a crack in the self. The mind believes. Suppressing is strength. Hiding is control. But the truth slices. What's buried doesn't vanish. It festers. The cost isn't in the moment. It's in the numbness it breeds. The heart dulls. Not from peace, but from denial. The body carries. Not the pain, but the effort to hide it. Suppression builds a wall, but it traps the self inside. The mind fogs. Not from clarity, but from the strain of holding back. The system loops. Feel. Bury. Repeat. The cracks spread. Silent. Unseen. But real. There is no need to conceal what you can release, Epictetus said. The pain isn't the enemy. The fight against it is. The system clings. To control. To silence. But it can shift. The breath can open. The wall can fall. Release. Sit with the ache. Don't push. Count 3 breaths. Let it surface. Name it. Pain, not shame. The silence isn't defeat. It's a door. A choice to witness, not to war. The next time the hurt rises, don't clench. Breathe through. Let it pass. The self doesn't break. It grows. The weight lifts, not by force, but by choice. Pain doesn't mean truth. The air clears, but the mind doesn't trust it. A new urge waits, not to hide, but to please. Principle 7. The cost of pleasing. The words form. Careful. Measured. A smile adjusts to fit the room. The urge to please pulls, not loud, but constant. To soften the edge. To keep the peace. To be enough. The voice lowers. The truth bends. Each gesture, a trade for approval. Each silence, a surrender of self. The mind whispers. Pleasing builds connection. It proves worth. It holds others close. But the truth cuts. Pleasing only carves you smaller. The cost isn't in the moment. It's in the shame it plants. The heart shrinks, not from rejection, but from betrayal. The body tenses, not from effort, but from the weight of masks. Each nod, each compromise. Another thread pulled from the core. The self fades, not because it's weak, but because it's spent on others' needs. The system loops, adjust, appease, regret. The world takes because you offer. You cannot please everyone, nor should you try, Seneca said. The need to please, it's a chain you forge. The system runs, seek approval, lose ground, repeat. But it can stop. The voice can still, the mask can fall. Say less. Hold the line. Don't bend. Feel the urge. Name it. A reflex, not a duty. The silence isn't failure. It's a boundary, a choice to stand. The next time the room pulls, pause, breathe. Let the moment pass. The self doesn't need their nod. It needs your own. The quiet holds more than their approval ever will. You don't owe anything. A man stands alone. The crowd moves on. His silence isn't loss. It's his ground. The mind steadies, but the pull doesn't fade. A new trap waits, not in others, but in avoidance. Principle 8. The escape of avoidance. The thought stings, the mind turns away. A memory rises. The hand reaches for the phone. The urge to avoid pulls, swift, silent. Scroll, distract, numb. The screen flashes. The noise drowns the quiet. Each swipe, a shield against pain. Each new tab, a wall against the self. The mind claims avoidance is rest. It's protection. It's control. But the truth cuts. Avoiding doesn't erase. It buries. The cost isn't in the moment. It's in the numbness it builds. The heart dulls, not from peace, but from absence. The body moves, but the mind stays trapped. Each distraction, another layer of isolation. The self slips not from the wound, but from the refusal to face it. The system loops, feel, flee, regret. The world blurs because the gaze won't hold. What you run from, you carry, Epictetus said. The pain doesn't chase, it waits. The system runs, distract, delay, repeat. But it can pause. The screen can dim. The quiet can rise. Sit with it. Turn the phone off. Let the thought land. Count 3 breaths. Feel the weight. Name it. Grief, not weakness. The silence isn't danger. It's a mirror. A choice to see. The next time the sting comes, don't scroll. Stay. Breathe through. The self doesn't break. It grounds. The quiet holds more than the noise ever could. The void is where it clears. The silence speaks, but the mind resists. A new pull waits, not in flight, but in denial. Principle 9. The lie of denial. The truth stings. The mind shuts it out. A wound aches. The voice says, it's fine. The urge to deny surges. Quick, automatic. Smile, move on, pretend. The surface holds, steady, untouched. But beneath, the pain festers. Each dismissal, a crack in the foundation. Each I'm okay, a theft from the self. The mind insists, denying is strength, ignoring is freedom, but the truth slices. What's denied doesn't fade. It grows. The cost isn't in the lie. It's in the isolation it breeds. The heart hardens, not from resilience, but from neglect. The body carries not the truth, but the weight of hiding it. Daniel builds a cage and locks the self inside. The mind clouds, not from peace, but from the strain of refusal. The system loops, hurt, dismiss, regret. The cracks deepen, silent, unseen, but heavy. You must accept what is, to change what can be, Seneca said. The truth doesn't bend, but the mind can face it. The system runs, deny, deflect, repeat, but it can stop. The breath can steady, the lie can fall. Witness, name the ache. Don't bury it. Count 5 breaths. Let the truth sit. Call it loss, not nothing. The silence isn't defeat, it's a gate, a choice to SEE. The next time the wound calls, don't turn. Stay. Breathe through. The self doesn't crumble, it rises. The truth doesn't destroy, it frees. Silence isn't surrender. The weight lifts, but the mind doesn't trust it. A new trap waits, not in refusal, but in hoping, blindly. Principle 10. The mirage of blind hope. The mind drifts toward a flicker, a maybe, a what if. The urge to hope blindly pulls soft, seductive. It paints a future where wounds heal, where answers come. The heart leans toward a promise that doesn't speak. Each daydream, a step into illusion. Each wish, a theft from the present. The mind whispers, hope is strength, it's survival, it's light. But the truth cuts. Blind hope isn't a guide, it's a chain. The cost isn't in the dream, it's in the emptiness it leaves. The self stalls, waiting for what might never come. The body lingers, tense, not from progress, but from delay. Each maybe, another knot in the mind. The world moves, but the hoper stays tethered to a story, to a chance, to a weight that doesn't lift. The system loops. Wish, wait, regret. The heart aches, not from truth, but from clinging to shadows. What you cannot control, you must let pass, Epictetus said. The future doesn't owe you, nor does it ask for your gaze. The system runs. Hope, cling, repeat, but it can pause. The breath can ground. The dream can fade. Step back. Let the maybe dissolve. Count 3 breaths. Feel the pull. Name it. A wish, not a truth. The silence isn't loss. It's a clearing. A choice to be here. The next time the flicker calls, see it, then turn. The present doesn't wait. It holds. The self doesn't need the maybe. It needs the now. You can end without drama. The mind settles, but the pull doesn't vanish. A new urge waits, not in dreams, but in attachment. Principle 11. The chain of attachment. The heart pulls toward a name, a place, a thing. A moment binds, tight, unyielding. The urge to attach surges, quiet but fierce. To hold close, to keep near, to make it stay. The mind lingers on what feels like home. Each thought, a knot tied tighter. Each memory, a weight on the self. The belief runs deep. Attachment is love, its meaning, its life. But the truth cuts. What's held too tightly breaks the hand that holds. The cost isn't in the bond, it's in the loss it breeds. The self bends, not from strength, but from need. The body carries, not the thing, but the fear of its absence. Each grip, another crack in stillness. The mind clouds, not from presence, but from clinging to what shifts. The system loops. Hold, fear, regret. The world changes, but the attached stay tethered. You owe nothing, not even your pain, Seneca said. The chain isn't forced, it's chosen. The system runs. Cling, ache, repeat. But it can pause. The breath can free. The grip can loosen. Detach. Let the pull rise. Count 5 breaths. Feel the need. Name it. A habit, not a truth. The silence isn't empty. It's a space reclaimed, a choice to release. The next time the heart pulls, see it, step back, let it pass. The self doesn't need the chain, it needs the ground. The quiet holds more than the weight ever could. Let go isn't weakness. The weight falls, but the mind doesn't rest. A new trap waits, not in holding, but in escaping through action. Principle 12. The flight of escape. The ache stirs. The mind recoils. A thought cuts. The body moves. The urge to escape surges, swift, instinctive. Work piles up. Notifications hum. The screen scrolls. Fast, relentless. Each task, a shield against pain. Each distraction, a flight from the self. The mind claims escaping is progress. It's action. It's control. But the truth slices. Running doesn't heal. It hides. The cost isn't in the motion. It's in the emptiness. It carves. The heart races, not from purpose, but from avoidance. The body wears, not from effort, but from fleeing what waits. Each busy hour, another step from stillness. The self fades, not from the world, but from the refusal to face it. The system loops, feel, run, regret. The noise grows because the quiet is feared. What you flee follows, Epictetus said. The pain doesn't chase, it's carried. The system runs, distract, exhaust, repeat. But it can stop. The breath can hold. The rush can pause. Stay still. Turn off the noise. Count 3 breaths. Feel the ache. Name it. Grief, not failure. The silence isn't danger. It's a mirror. A choice to witness. The next time the urge pulls, don't move. Sit. Breathe through. The self doesn't break. It grounds. The quiet holds more than the rush ever could. Or not doing is power too. A man once fled his shadow, only to find it grew longer. The mind slows, but the pull persists. A new trap waits, not in running, but in holding too tightly to control. Principle 13. The grip of control. The world shifts. The mind tightens. A plan frays. The urge to control surges. Fix it. Force it. Make it stay. The hands clench. The thoughts race. Each adjustment, a fight against change. Each demand, a theft from the self. The mind insists. Control is safety. It's power. It's order. But the truth cuts. Gripping what moves only breaks the hand. The cost isn't in the effort, it's in the anxiety it sows. The heart pounds, not from strength, but from fear. The body strains, not for progress, but for a world that won't bend. Each forced outcome, another crack in stillness. The self erodes, not from chaos, but from the refusal to release. The system loops, grasp, fail, regret. The world turns, but the controller stays tethered. Nothing is yours except your response, Seneca said. The grip isn't freedom, it's a cage. The system runs, demand, resist, repeat, but it can pause. The breath can loosen, the hand can open. Let go. Feel the urge. Count 5 breaths. Name it. Fear, not duty. The silence isn't loss. It's a clearing, a choice to detach. The next time the world slips, don't pull. Breathe through, step back. The self doesn't need to hold, it needs to stand. The quiet holds more than control ever could. You don't have to react. The air stills, but the mind doesn't trust it. A new pull waits, not in force, but in shame. Principle 14. The weight of shame. The mirror reflects a fault, a slip, a choice that cuts. The urge to shame rises, sharp, relentless. The mind accuses. You failed, you fell, you're less. The voice bites, not loud, but deep. Each judgment, a stone on the chest. Each blame, a theft from the self. The mind claims shame is justice. It's growth, it's truth. But the truth slices. Shaming doesn't mend, it breaks. The cost isn't in the fault, it's in the isolation it builds. The heart shrinks, not from error, but from punishment. The body carries, not the mistake, but the weight of scorn. Each inner lash, another crack in presence. The self dims, not from weakness, but from the refusal to forgive. The system loops, judge, condemn, regret. The mind traps because it fears mercy. You are not your faults, but your response to them. Epictetus said, the shame isn't the wound, it's the weapon. The system runs. Blame, bind, repeat. But it can pause, the breath can soften, the voice can still. Witness. Name the fault. Don't curse it. Count 3 breaths. Let it sit. Call it error, not ruin. The silence isn't defeat. It's a bridge. A choice to release. The next time the mind bites, pause. Breathe through. Step back. The self doesn't need the lash. It needs the ground. The quiet holds more than shame ever could. Detachment is a form of respect. A man sits alone. His shadow no longer judges. The mind clears, but the pull lingers. A new trap waits, not in blame, but in overreaction. Principle 15. The flare of overreaction. A word lands. It stings. A glance cuts. The mind ignites. The urge to overreact surges. Hot, immediate. To snap, to defend, to prove. The voice rises. The hands move. Each retort, a spark that spreads. Each flare, a theft from the self. The mind claims overacting is justice. It's strength. It's truth. But the truth slices. The fire doesn't free. It burns. The cost isn't in the moment. It's in the anxiety it sows. The heart races not from clarity, but from chaos. The body tenses, not from power, but from loss. Each outburst, another crack in centeredness. The self-phrase, not from the slight, but from the choice to fuel it. The system loops, trigger, flare, regret. The world moves, but the reactor stays tethered. Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed, Marcus Aurelius said. The sting isn't the wound, the reaction is. The system runs, ignite, consume, repeat, but it can pause. The breath can hold, the fire can die. Pause. Feel the sting. Count 10 breaths. Name it. Anger, not truth. The silence isn't weakness. It's a shield, a choice to stay still. The next time the spark hits, see it. Breathe through. Don't speak. The self doesn't need the fight. It needs the ground. The quiet holds more than the flare ever could. You don't have to react. The mind steadies, but the pull doesn't fade. A new trap waits, not in fire, but in fear. Principle 16. The shadow of fear. The thought rises, dark, unbidden. A future looms, uncertain, sharp. The urge to fear grips, tight, relentless. The mind spins. What if it breaks? What if it's lost? The chest tightens. The breath shortens. Each worry, a chain on the present. Each dread, a theft from the self. The mind claims fear is caution. It's wisdom, it's survival. But the truth cuts. Fear doesn't protect. It binds. The cost isn't in the thought. It's in the life it steals. The heart races, not from danger, but from illusion. The body freezes, not for safety, but for delay. Each what if, another crack in stillness. The self shrinks, not from the world, but from the refusal to face it. The system loops, dread, stall, regret. The future waits, but the fearful stay, tethered. What need is there to fear? What you cannot change, Seneca said. The shadow isn't real. The grip is. The system runs. Worry, cling, repeat. But it can pause. The breath can ground. The shadow can fade. Breathe through. Feel the dread. Count 5 breaths. Name it. Fear, not fate. The silence isn't danger. It's a clearing. A choice to be here. The next time the thought strikes, see it. Step back. Let it pass. The self doesn't need the chain. It needs the now. The quiet holds more than fear ever could. You can end without drama. The air clears, but the mind doesn't trust it. A new pull waits, not in dread, but in regret. Principle 17. The echo of regret. The past whispers. A choice, gone wrong. A word unsaid. A chance, not taken. The urge to regret pulls. Soft, persistent. The mind replays. What could have been? What should have been? The heart aches. Not for now, but for then. Each thought, a step into the shadow. Each replay, a theft from the self. The mind claims regret is learning. It's wisdom. It's care. But the truth slices. Regret doesn't teach. It traps. The cost isn't in the memory. It's in the present it steals. The self stalls, tethered to what can't change. The body carries, not the choice, but the weight of judging it. Each revisit, another crack in clarity. The mind clouds, not from insight, but from dwelling. The system loops, replay, blame, repeat. The past grows heavy, because the gaze won't lift. You cannot change what is done, only what you do now, Epictetus said. The echo isn't the truth, the moment is. The system runs, regret, bind, repeat. But it can pause, the breath can clear, the replay can stop. Step back, feel the ache, count 3 breaths. Name it, regret, not ruin. The silence isn't loss, it's a gate, a choice to be here. The next time the past calls, see it. Breathe through, let it fade. The self doesn't need the echo, it needs the now. The quiet holds more than regret ever could. Pain doesn't mean truth. The mind stills. But the pull doesn't end. A new trap waits, not in the past, but in the need to prove. Principle 18. The need to prove. The slight lands. A word, a look, a silence. The urge to prove surges, fierce, unyielding, to show strength, to claim worth, to silence doubt. The mind races, crafting defenses, building cases. The voice sharpens, ready to speak, to win. Each argument, a pull from the center. Each effort, a theft from the self. The mind insists, proving is power. It's justice, it's truth. But the truth cuts. Proving doesn't free, it binds. The cost isn't in the fight, it's in the shame it sows. The heart strains, not from victory, but from need. The body tenses, not for progress, but for approval. Each defense, another crack in stillness. The self dims, not from the slight, but from the chase for validation. The system loops, defend, strive, regret. The world watches, but the prover stays tethered. Your worth is not in their eyes, but in your own, Seneca said. The need to prove, it's a chain you forge. The system runs, argue, seek, repeat, but it can pause. The breath can hold. The voice can rest. Say less. Feel the urge. Count 5 breaths. Name it. Ego, not truth. The silence isn't defeat. It's a shield. A choice to stand. The next time the slight stings, see it. Breathe through, don't speak. The self doesn't need their nod. It needs your ground. The quiet holds more than proof ever could. You don't owe anything. The lamp dims. The room falls quiet. The phone rests. Untouched. Unlit. The air holds. No hum. No stir. The hands fold. Still. Not reaching. The world outside hums. But here, the silence reigns. A choice was made. Not to scroll. Not to speak. The pause lingers. Not heavy, but clear. It carries, not answers, but presence. A space where the self stands, unweighted by what's gone. A thought didn't loop. A message stayed unwritten. The urge rose and faded, not by force, but by breath. The heart steadies, not chasing, not hiding. The mind watches, not spiraling, not fleeing. The quiet isn't absence. It's a ground, reclaimed. A moment held, not for others, but for you. What remains when you choose stillness over noise? The question hangs, not for answering, but for seeing. The system resets, not with struggle, but with pause. The breath counts. 1, 2, 3. The self doesn't need to prove. It needs to be. Silence isn't surrender.